Alyssa and Jamie. So this week we're doing CVL number 2, and we're focusing on what parts of music, type of music, or even instruments were the hardest and easiest for us to learn. So I'm going to focus mostly on instruments just because that's a key part of my musical background. So kind of just a brief rundown. I began playing the recorder in 5th grade, and then in middle school I transitioned to the clarinet. And I continued playing clarinet for the 2 years I did band in high school. And then I also picked up xylophone and saxophone while I was in high school. So from my own experience, the hardest instrument for me to learn was the saxophone. This, I think, was a lot to do with my background in clarinet, because although both are woodwinds and both have a mouthpiece and reed, it was really hard to get used to playing the saxophone because it was a different style. When you use the mouthpiece for a clarinet, you tend to keep your mouth a little more firm and tight to get the right sound. But with the saxophone, you have to keep those muscles around your mouth looser, and it was really hard for me to grasp that. And I kept just wanting to go to what I was used to and keeping it tight, and then that would really mess with my pitch and my tone as I would play the saxophone. Also, the fingerings were not the same, so it was really confusing to read a note and say the note was C, and then in my head I would want to do the fingerings I would do for the clarinet, but they didn't correlate between clarinet and saxophone, so that was a bit of confusion when it came to just reading music and trying to play and get my fingers to do what they needed to do. As for an instrument that I didn't learn, I think the next hardest would be the piano. That's an instrument I always wanted to learn how to play, but just like trying to get my hands to do two different things seemed really difficult to me, and the piano is much more in depth, I feel like, and there's so many different lines of music that you're reading at one time that I think it's something that would be really hard to learn on your own, so I'm kind of excited to learn it in this course with an instructor. As for the easiest instrument, I would definitely say that the clarinet was the easiest to learn. Part of it was it almost felt natural for me to play it, but also I think I had just a really awesome band director who was really willing to put in the time to help us learn how to play our instruments at the beginning in 6th grade. He just took the time to make sure we were understanding the key fingerings and positioning our mouth right to get the right tone with the mouthpiece. And also, it was very similar to the recorder. As far as I can remember, I feel like a lot of the beginning fingerings matched between the recorder and the clarinet, and that was easy to transition into because I had already had that prior experience with the recorder. But honestly, I just really enjoy learning how to play instruments, and I think all of them do have their challenges at first, but once you get used to them, it's kind of fun to have different experiences. So I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say for what the hardest and easiest parts of music were for you to learn. And thanks for watching.